What's up, Tuesday? It is our second day of bacheloring it. We did hamburgers on the grill last night. So good, so good. But yeah, so really there's not a lot on the agenda today. More reading, sermon prep for Lutana, and this weekend with the new mandate and everything's kind of slowed down. So there are people who don't like the mandate who just choose to stay home instead, and then there's people who because we have 11 cases now, have just decided to not go out unless they have to. We kind of fall into the latter category. With Lutana and our trip to North Carolina coming up, I really don't want to risk catching it. Not because I'm scared that it might kill me, which it might, but because I really don't want to miss our trip. In a couple of other vlogs, some of the things that I've talked about missing was like a nice yard and things like that. But growing up in North Carolina, we went to the beach almost every summer, and it was super, super nice, and I just really liked the ocean. So this time when we go to North Carolina, we're planning on going down to the coast, and I'm really, really excited about that. I'm looking forward to that, and so I don't need to get sick before that happens. Anyway, all that said, the boys are upstairs watching a little TV while I jump on the treadmill for 3 miles. Sharon will be home tomorrow, so I'm going to do a long day running tomorrow. And then today, I think we're going to try and make sure the house is cleaned up fairly nice. And yeah, just another day. 3 miles, here we go. Well, hi there, friends. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today about something that's been on my mind, and that is pastoring in difficult places. Now, obviously I'm not talking about people, the people being difficult, because people are difficult everywhere. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about all the other factors that make it hard to serve in a particular area. So it may be economic reasons. You know, you're in a small town and there's not a lot of income opportunities to make a living. Maybe the demographics are difficult. You know, it's just a place that doesn't have many people. Maybe it's some other factors like the weather. You know, we serve here in Montana where it gets extremely cold in the winter, and my wife is actually allergic to the cold. So, you know, there's a lot of different factors that can make a particular place difficult to serve. And obviously I'm talking about the majority of people. Some people thrive in those environments, and I think that's kind of what I wanted to highlight, is that it's a unique calling. It's a special calling. It's not any better or any worse. It's just a different calling. And I think we need to realize that and embrace that when we do see that in people's lives, because not everybody is designed to be the new mega church pastor or the average church pastor, which we need most of. That's most of the people, but that is a different calling. And so there's uniqueness and there's differences. But I wanted to mention a few things about being in a difficult place. We've been sitting inside for the last few hours, so I decided to walk down to check the mail. Give us some outdoor time.
Yay.
It'll be good.
Dad.
Yeah?
We have to wear a mask in the post office.
Yes.
And the store.
And the grocery store, yes.
And then what else? Then we're going to come back home.
And that's it.
Only 2 things.
Yep.
Oh, can we get some snacks at the grocery store?
We might get something at the grocery store. I haven't decided yet. Mommy's about an hour and a half from home, so.
Because if we are getting snacks, I know what I want.
Okay. So yeah, continuing that thought of serving in difficult places, you really need to know that your calling is to that, because that's what keeps you there. Because it's not like you have a whole lot of positive things happening that are keeping you going. And it's not really fair to say it that way, because positive things are happening. It's just a different positive. You have to find the positive instead of the positive just being easy to see. So difficult places, are difficult for a reason. I think it was David Platt that said all the easy people are reached. But I think that also works in a lot of these other communities. So if there's not a church there, if there's not a faith family there, or the church is small, or the community is small, it's usually like that for a reason. And in our particular area, we're extremely isolated. We are an hour from the next town. Most of the work out here is agricultural, so you have big ranches, and there's just not a lot here, so it's difficult. Everything kind of ebbs and flows on that market, so you just kind of have to keep that in mind. But each place has its own difficulties. Hello. I think any place that has fluctuations, like here during the summer, we have people that come up and do dinosaur digs, and you have a lot of lake traffic, people going up to Fort Peck Lake. We're gonna cross the roads here, boys. Wait, let's see what this car's gonna do before we cross. Okay, they're going that way. Let's cross. So we get a lot of lake traffic. We get people traveling through town. We get dinosaur diggers. It looks like a Ford. And then during hunting season, we get a lot of hunters and a lot of stuff like that. But during the winter, it's really slow. So we don't have winter sports or anything like that to draw people here. And that would be very similar to any other location. And that has, a tourist based or something like that. So it's hard, and it comes with its own unique set of difficulties. And I think you just need to realize that and understand that, and be able to find the positive even when it's not easy to see, even when it may not be positive for other people. You're never going to be a mega church in a hard to reach place or a difficult place. I'm not sure if that's fair, but it's difficult because people don't live there all the time. You'll see her come up here you'll see it turn right here. There she is.
Let's go.
She's pulling. Mommy's home. Wait, let her get parked.
Hello.
Who's sneaking in here? Here, let's dust it off.
He saved you one of his Smarties.
I know, and then dropped it, but I ate it.
Giant.
All right, do I get a hug?
As you can tell, Mommy made it home. And when she got ready to leave, she got in a hurry backing out of the garage and hit the garage door before it was all the way up. Shh, don't tell her I told you. And so while she was in Great Falls, I had her pick up some scratch and repair, chip repair, whatever, for the paint. So I am going to try and repair that. We also had a little slip of the razor on the side over here on the car when we were doing the tent. So you can see that right there. There's a little bit of a slip that I'm going to try and take care of. There's a mark there, and then the back of the car, the back here. So I'm going to try and do some touch-up stuff here. Well, that didn't take long. We'll let that dry. So yeah, I guess my final thoughts about serving in a difficult place. You know, after making sure you understand the call, you understand how to find some positivity, even when it doesn't look like some of the things are as positive as maybe other places. So don't compare yourself. But, you know, the last thing that I want to say, and I really want pastors or anybody else who might be hearing this and serving in a difficult place or during a difficult time, it's worth it. It's worth every single bit of it. The relationships that we have here, I don't think we could have developed if it had not been a difficult place. And what I mean by that is I often hear pastors say, well, you can't become friends with people in the church. We had to. This is community. We're family. And I really, really like that. But more than that, we've seen the kingdom actually work. We've seen people get saved. We've seen people change their lives. Christ changed their life. We've seen people leave here to go into ministry. It's just amazing what you see. So yeah, it might be a little difficult, and there's days that are harder than others, but it is absolutely worth it. So if you got the call, you're a little bit tougher than others, and you don't need a pat on the back all the time. It's definitely worth it serving in difficult places.